Couple of weeks, plenty of opportunities to lace up your walking shoes and help out in the fight against multiple sclerosis. Joining me this morning to tell us more about Walk MS Wisconsin, volunteer advocate Jeff Gingold and Bonnie Diddle from Blood Center of Wisconsin. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning. Thank you.
Jeff, I want to start with you and your incredible story. So mid-90s, you're a successful attorney living with your family in Brookfield, and you get this diagnosis. Tell me what happened.
It was scary. I became fatigued, my limbs began to go numb, my equilibrium threw me to the floor, and then I began to lose my vision, and then the cognitive symptoms crept in that I didn't expect, which delayed recognition of familiar faces, places, memories, things like that. For me, the physical and the cognitive is MS.
So you've been living with MS now for nearly 2 decades.
Yeah.
What is it like living with the disease?
Well, it's like getting up every morning and your clothes fit differently. If you're going to wear a suit or a dress, the size changes throughout the day. You can't take anything for granted. Your physical abilities, your recollection, everything is in play all the time, and it's compromised.
Dr. Diddle, I know we're doing some amazing research here in Wisconsin. I was stunned to find out that MS impacts more people in Wisconsin than most other states. Why do you think that is?
Well, it's probably due to a number of reasons. One is definitely a genetic component. So people of northern ancestry sort of have a higher incidence for MS, and that probably comes down to the genetics of the major histocompatibility complex, which is a little complicated. But another thing is actually a hypothesis that's being worked on in Wisconsin itself at the University of Wisconsin-Madison is a lack of sunlight. So sunlight is required to generate vitamin D in the skin. And so after you've had a long cold winter like we've had,
wow,
we almost are all vitamin D deficient at this point.
I had never heard that before. So coming up, there are plenty of opportunities to help get involved and help in this fight against MS. Today in Menominee Falls, tomorrow Kenosha, Racine, Sheboygan, Waukesha, and then next week is the big walk, right?
The big walk at the Summerfest grounds here in Milwaukee, and our walk team, our summit team, over 8 years has raised $62,000, which we're very proud of.
And not everyone with MS participates in these events. Jeff, why is it important for you to walk?
When a mom or a dad has MS and slowly has to explain to their children why they can't walk or why they need a cane or a walker or a wheelchair to go for a walk with them, you need to fight back. And the MS Walk is a brilliant way for us to give back and fight against MS.
All right, we have just a few seconds left, and I appreciate your emotional story, Jeff. Can you assure us, Doctor, that these dollars are being used?
Yes, absolutely.
In Wisconsin?
The National Multiple Sclerosis Society gives more money to research than any other nonprofit. Last year alone, they spent $43 million on research. And a lot of the money that's raised here by individuals such as Jeffrey comes back to the researchers in Wisconsin. And there are a number of very prominent MS researchers in the state.
That's really good to hear. Thank you for your work, and Jeff, thanks again for coming in to tell your story. Jeff, Dr. Diddle, we appreciate your time. For more information on upcoming MS walks in Wisconsin, just head to our website, TMJ.